Good afternoon, Dr. Sachi. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, sir. How are you?
Bueno, amigos de la hora de la campana, estamos nuevamente muy honrados de tener con nosotros un gran conferencista, un conferencista que viene directamente de la Universidad de Providencia para compartir con nosotros el tema de resiliencia y bienestar, el doctor Jay Sachin, que es director y profesor consejero de la Universidad de Providencia y miembro de la Asociación para la Consejería y el Desarrollo Multicultural AMCD. Entonces, eh, luego ustedes van a tener la posibilidad de ver su presentación completa al final de este video, ya que lo estamos haciendo en pregrabado, agradeciéndole nuevamente al doctor Sachin por su participación. Él se encuentra acá en Bogotá, ya nos acompañó en una charla anterior en la Universidad Conrad Lorenz, compartiendo con los estudiantes las posibilidades de estudio en la educación superior. De esta manera, damos inicio a esta conferencia, a esta presentación que muy gentilmente el doctor Sachin va a compartir con nosotros acerca del tema de resiliencia y bienestar. Entonces, doctor Sachin, eh, how are you been since are you here in Bogota?
Oh, the trip has been amazing. Today is the last day. Tomorrow I fly back to US, but I hope to soon visit you all very soon.
Okay. How places are you visited in Bogota?
We just met some friends and visited some of the museums.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
The
National
Golden
Museum.
Museum, I suppose the Golden Museum.
The National Museum is right near those that mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Esperamos que la pase muy bien, esperemos que tenga un buen tiempo en lo que le queda en su visita. We expect that you had a you have a very good time in Bogota.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, Mr. Sachin, Dr. Sachin, the resilience is a very interesting topic and well-being too. Go ahead. What do you want to share with us?
Sure. So research shows 75% of mental health practitioners end up with emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion and burnout can negatively affect both mental health and job satisfaction. So nature's biggest gift to us is our body. In this presentation, I'm going to share some research-based strategies I have found helpful in enhancing well-being in my life. Please use this presentation as a case study.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Let me to read this in Spanish. El propósito de la vida es descubrir tu don. El trabajo de la vida es desarrollarlo. El significado de la vida es regalar tu regalo. What does mean for you, Dr. Sachin?
for me, it is life. We have limited time on planet Earth. So we really have two big purposes. The first big purpose is finding our true potential, the seed which nature sent us in our own psychological, physical, spiritual planning. And once we reach our full potential, how can we help others to reach their full potential?
Do you mean that the meaning of life for you is um, to share your experience or to share your life with the people? I think.
Yes, yes. The first thing is we ourselves reach to a place where we have the freedom to share.
Perfect. This another slide talk about the international works failure. What? Why did you propose this topic?
Sure. So, as we have seen over the years, with multiple international organizations like World Health Organization, UNICEF, have been active across the globe. But research have shown 50% of the international projects end up in failure, and there are multiple different reasons, but the key is professionals' accommodation, how comfortable they are in the society where they are serving. So it's almost like you grew up in a different culture and you are sent to a different country, a different culture to share your own expertise with the community. But until I, as a professional, connect with the community, there will not be an exchange of the knowledge.
Okay. I understand. Are you going to have this experience? You are going to planning to move to Venezuela. Are you thinking in this situation? Are you thinking that you have a risk to fail?
Um, Again, I think the higher the purpose, the higher the risks, but risks have never uh, stopped me from serving the community which is in high needs.
Ahí nos da otro campanazo. Recordemos, estamos usando la campana como símbolo de la conciencia, como símbolo de no solo de la memoria, sino de la conciencia, como cosas que nos afectan allí. Y usted nos dice, nos habla acerca del temor. Are you talking about the fear of life? Pero usted nos dice que nothing can stop you if you are sure about yourself. That's right?
And yes, and sure about the connections, like how it's almost like when we are eating the meal, we just don't directly eat the hot part at the first time. We gradually make our way to the hottest part, gradually on the side, and then go to the hottest part. The same thing when I serve in the community, I first try to create the stronger connections with the local bodies before creating some sort of a systematic level change.
Very good. Maybe, uh, may I have a question? Um, that is
Yes.
your own question. Why are you interested in to develop the intercultural relationships?
Sure. So I feel very fortunate to have my higher studies done in United States versus there are many students who have lot of potential way beyond even when I see my own cohort, my high school cohort, I was one of the average students, but I was persistent with my dreams, never compromised on the hard work, and ultimately was able to reach. So same thing I want to replicate for other students. So one of the clips is from Dr. Huberman's lab. He is a professor at Stanford, and what he found in his research was, and again, all these researches are on animals, but if you can support a animal who is losing the race, if you can just give them extra push, their brain circuits change. So even though the first time they won by that external energy, but then their mindset become that I can win the race. So same thing when I go in a community, I try to encourage students to be the leaders, to be the creators of their own fortunes and support them in the process. That way they can reach their full potential.
Okay, excuse me, Dr. Sachi, nos saltamos una parte. We skip the videos because after this video we going to share that. But
Sure.
describe describe to us how do you describe or tell us how do you describe a winner? What are the characteristics of a winner person?
I feel one of the most important characteristics is uh, like a peace in the heart. They are at, so just like how we see the pendulum,
Yeah.
when they are in the extremes, they are never stable, but in the center, the pendulum can stay lifelong. So same thing that the peace in the heart is lifelong, regardless of the external situations.
The peace in the life, like the
In the heart,
pendulum.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so it's almost like we are centered. So a person is always centered. So when I say winner, a winner is always centered.
Ok, en esta diapositiva, en este slide, se nos habla de prácticas, valores, técnicas que ayudan a fortalecer la resiliencia. Please tell us your opinion, your personal definition of resiliency.
Sure. So resiliency is the ability to bounce back in any stressful situation. So life is going to bring us the challenges. A resilient person is able to overcome those challenges successfully versus a person whose resiliency is really low. They struggle to overcome those challenges.
La capacidad de afrontar retos. Muy bien, go ahead with your presentation. Excuse me for the interruptions.
Sure, not a problem. So let's move to the next slide. Yeah. So as Ernest
Challenge.
Hemingway said, that world breaks everyone, and
Yeah.
afterwards, many are stronger at the broken places. So life is full of challenges. It is how we respond to them that makes the difference. So I always give the example from video games. So just
Yeah.
like when moving to advanced levels while playing video game, our skills improve. Similarly, life's challenges present us an opportunity to improve our skills in life.
Doctor Sachen también comparte de la Biblia Santiago 1, 2, 3 que dice, cuando los problemas se presenten en tu camino, considéralos una oportunidad para un gran gozo. It's very interesting this scripture when say that the problems are opportunities for a big joy. Go ahead.
Sure, thank you. Research have shown 5 different components to strengthen our resiliency. Physical exercises help us to experience the neurochemical changes that seem to make us more optimistic and more open to connecting with others. Different format of exercises impact the brain and mental health in a slightly different way.
Okay.
So as we see in those slides, there are physical component, emotional, social component, spirituality, and creativity.
Excuse me. I want to talk again about creativity. Creativity. According to Manfred Machniff, the theory of human development, he said that we have 10 necessities or 9 necessities or 9 needs. One of these is creativity. Escritura libre en promedio de 30 minutos todos los días, viajar, practicar algún instrumento musical, aprender idioma. What kind of creativity you have developed in your personal life?
So when we talk about neuroplasticity, earlier the idea or the research was showing that a person's brain develops only until the age of 20. But now the research have shown a person have capacity to develop new neurons, doesn't matter what age it is. So how I integrate creativity is by learning new skills, because whenever we try to learn a new skill, our brain have to create new neurons to make those skills solidify as part of our learning. So some of the
Yeah.
strategies which I use are like learning a language, practicing flute, or if someone doesn't have any other means, just like do free writing, like 30 minutes of free writing of whatever ideas, thoughts are coming in the mind.
Bueno, es bien importante que lo que anota el doctor, que la creatividad, los ejercicios creativos desarrollan nuestra red neuronal. Bien, yo le agradezco esta oportunidad de practicar el inglés, improving my English. I improving my English. Thank you, Dr. Sachin. Values, valores, estilo de vida, vitalidad, perseverancia, Servicio por encima de sí mismo, fuerza de voluntad.
So, as
Comente.
Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. It is very important to reflect on our core values, which guide our life as they give us the direction, energy, and courage. It is not what other people value you for or the virtues, it's the thing that we long for. So, these are the five core values in my life. In the next few slides, I will go over how these enhance the well being in my life.
Tener una escala de valores, un estilo de vida, vitalidad, perseverancia, servicio por encima de sí mismo, fuerza de voluntad y optimismo. Go ahead.
So, the first one, lifestyle. So, even though our brain prioritizes instant gratification over long term gains, but training my brain for delayed gratification have helped. Evolutionary instant gratification makes sense, but not as a modern human being. Even though financial freedom is not my primary purpose to adopt such a minimalist lifestyle, but it is a byproduct of such a lifestyle. Financial freedom also makes it easier to implement other values in life. Do you want me to continue?
Uh, excuse me. I think it's very interesting to talk more about lifestyle. Could you talk? Could you talk to explain, or could you explain what the Pomodoro technique? What did?
Yes. So there are two principles. Early in my life, I learned the benefits of concentrated effort. So the Pareto principle holds that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. So
Okay.
20% of the effort with 100% concentration have helped me to accomplish a lot by spending limited time and energy. As you asked about Pomodoro technique, I plan my work in 25-minute cycles using Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method developed by Francisco Cirillo in late 1980s. Using this method, I break my workday into 25-minute chunks separated by 5 minutes break. After about 4 Pomodoros, I take a longer break, about 15 to 20 minutes. During the breaks, I mainly reflect on the work I accomplished in the last 25 minutes, engage in some physical activity like stretching, walking up and down the stairs, meditation, and most importantly, drinking some water.
Okay, perfect. Very interesting. The Pomodoro technique. Y algo también interesante que dice, nos convertimos en lo que pensamos, de tener las hormigas. What do you mean when we are talking about the ants? To stop the ants. What does mean?
Yes. So I always say to my clients and also to my high school students that magic only happens in Disney movies. So if we are not taking intentional steps to stop the automatic negative thoughts, it will be tough to overcome those. And like everyone else, I also had a very dark stages in my life where I will wake up with really negative thoughts. Um, and I used cold water showers as a strategy to overcome ants. So if I woke up with a negative thought, I earned myself like a 5 minute cold shower. And when I say cold shower, not the Bogota cold water, but like Montana, like like below 25-degree cold water. So.
Okay, to stop the negative think. Okay, interesting. Vitalidad.
So vitality for me is the optimal environment for fostering healthy inner mechanisms of body, including gut health, cellular level, etc., resulting in high energy levels. If one is not taking care of themselves, then they cannot take care of anybody else. Combination of good fitness of time, and slots of time with concentrated effort using Pomodoro technique helps me to slow down and focus and enjoy different aspects of my life. It also gives me enough time for continued personal and professional growth.
Good. Servicio por encima de sí mismo es algo que para nosotros no es tan fácil de entender porque pensamos que el servicio tiene un límite y ese límite somos nosotros mismos. Por favor, explíquenos. Please explain this
Sure. So
service of
I'm passionate
ourselves.
I'm passionate about educating and empowering individuals on how to advocate and reach out to different organizations which can help them to reach their full potential. I'm also obsessed about living an environmentally friendly lifestyle. If we love nature so much, how can we do anything to hurt it? Clean environment could be the best gift for future generations. One way I infuse social justice in teaching is by making an effort to use textbooks through open sources when available.
Okay. Perseverance.
So human and animal brains prefer immediate gratification. Such an action helps humans to survive like every other animal. But operating with such a paradigm is not conducive to modern society. As our brains are wired to do that, we have to rewire our brain to teach it to follow perseverance. Most of the times, unhealthy or bad habits give immediate reward, and good habits are exactly the opposite. To create the balance, I see the long-term cost of bad habits in the present moment. For example, long-term cost of eating fast food every day. Such a visualization helps me to feel the pain. Similarly, I visualize the long-term rewards of good habits in the present moment. With every goal, I create a plan, try to break it down to minor details, putting both short-term and long-term deadlines. After I have created a tentative plan, I then refocus on the process, stay in the moment, and occasionally check on the goals to make sure I am moving in the right direction. I believe that small daily improvements, when done consistently over time, leads to stunning results.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Fuerza de voluntad para mantenerse optimista. Your volunteer.
I define this as almost delusional in my life. Just like perseverance, I almost deny myself considering the alternate option of being a pessimist. Research have shown that high level of optimism are generally associated with better immune functioning and protect health during the times of heightened stress. The other side of being optimistic have been a little draining while dealing with difficult stressors. The choice opted by pessimists in such scenarios is by disengaging, but I tend to deny that choice to myself. So 1% daily improvements, that's what I strive for.
Fortalecimiento de la fuerza de voluntad.
So
Strengthening.
just
Go ahead.
like
Go ahead.
how we work, sorry, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. Excuse me.
Sure. Just like how we work out to strengthen our physical body, I engage in the following practices for strengthening the willpower. So we often talk about deep breathing. Now the research have shown to create a state change, we have to take at least 6 deep breaths. Studies show that 3 days of brief cold exposure changes the level of cardiolipin in the mitochondrial cell membrane. So with cold water showers, we are getting more mitochondria for the brown fat and better mitochondria everywhere else. And the mitochondria that cannot generate enough heat will get replaced.
take a cold shower is seriously is a real experience, or is just an example, or is just an metaphor when you
No,
say
no, I,
to, to
I,
take.
I yes, I take cold water showers, and as I shared that, it really helped me to overcome automatic negative thoughts. And now that I'm way more healthy and way more well, it helps me to continue boosting the resiliency on a daily basis. And that is one thing you may find common across the different armies. Most of the army personnel, while they are going through the training, they are made to do cold water showers. It is the easiest way to enhance the resilience.
Okay, very good. Go ahead, please. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Most experts say that adults need 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night to function at the maximum ability. But some nights, even if you get less sleep, the key is waking up enthusiastically. Now, these strategies are not going to be easy, and I don't say those body and our mind. So the other thing which really helps me is 7 to 10 days of water only fast. Like once a year for 7 days, I just don't eat any food, just water. So again, like as I shared, this is just use this presentation as a case study. Use what fits your lifestyle, what fits you as an individual, and try to experiment with some of. And there is a lot of research in all those strategies.
Reduce.
Physical fatigue. So
Yes.
fatigue is generally defined as the feeling of lack of energy and motivation. That can be physical, mental, or both. Sleeping can help reduce our feeling of fatigue, but as I shared earlier, some nights, even if we get less sleep, the key is waking up enthusiastically. Work as much as possible in the comfortable posture. So while working on a chair and a desk, check with ourselves, am I making my work harder than actually is? Am I using the muscles that have nothing to do with the work I am doing? So, for example, while sitting on the chair, check if your leg muscles are tensed or relaxed. The other strategy which I really find helpful is I consumes 1/4 of our nervous energy. So I try to limit my interaction with the screens. So limit my time for watching either TV or the phone. And when I don't have to see, for example, while riding a bus or while riding in a taxi, I just try to close my eyes. That way, it helps me to conserve the nervous energy. Now, this is a small activity which can help you reflect on your current uh, resiliency levels, or which areas you may have stronger areas, which areas you may need work. So I will say, please, everyone who listens to this presentation, take 2 minutes to type your responses and reflect on those. And that can give you a good hint on which areas you may want to work on.
Okay. Something else, Dr. Sechin?
No, no, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Ok, los que tengan preguntas pueden escribirle al doctor Sachen aquí este correo electrónico o dejarnos sus preguntas, sus comentarios en la línea inferior del video que vamos a colgar en nuestra página de Facebook. Allí vamos a poder tener las respuestas que el doctor Sachen quiere compartir con nosotros. Well, Dr. Sachen, again, thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing this experience, your experience of life, your experience of well-being. Sorry for my voice, I have a little flu, but in another occasion we can talk again about that important important topic. Again, have a good time in Bogota. We are very pleasure. We are very happy that we are here, and we hope you are very happy too. See you in the next time.
Thank you so much. Well, you get
And,
well soon, sir.
okay. Y no olviden, amigos, estamos aquí en la hora de la campana, este programa que nos permite conectarnos un poco con los psicólogos, los orientadores, los educadores, los trabajadores sociales, todas las personas que estamos trabajando en el tema del desarrollo humano, el desarrollo a escala humana. Entonces, doctor Sachi, nuevamente, que esté muy bien, que tenga muy buen regreso a su casa. Bendiciones. God bless you.